Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live hangout. This is Vanessa Horn. This is the Up Level Experience preview. What you're going to have the opportunity to hear today is directly from each one of the speakers who will be at the Up Level Experience in Denver, Colorado, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. But we're coming together with you today to share a little bit about ourselves, a little bit about our stories, and give you some nuggets that you can walk away with tonight, as well as answer questions that you might have regarding building a six-figure business online. Our intention is to share with you everything that we've learned that has not worked and guide you with the answers to your questions that is specifically the biggest results you get by doing it the simplest way possible. There's so many conversations that we've had with entrepreneurs just like you who've been trying different things, taking different courses, working with different mentors and saying, why is this not working for me? And we're saying, listen, there's a whole bunch of stuff you're doing that's not necessary. So tonight you're going to hear from 3 experts who have successfully built their business online, being 100% themselves and focusing exclusively on their zone of genius and what they do best. And we want to show you how to do the same. So I'm super excited for you to hear from our guest speakers tonight. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our raving leader who's leading this epic event, both live and our hangout tonight, and that is Miss Kris Gilbertson. Let me tell you a little bit about Kris. First of all, what Kris means to me. I've been working with her now in partnership over the last several weeks leading up to this event in Denver, and I'm so impressed with the caliber of woman that she is and giving 100% what she has to everything that she does. She goes above and beyond to serve her clients. She is smart as a whip. She comes from a very successful background of having done multi-six-figure launches online. She knows precisely what she's doing. She's worked with some of the top leaders in this industry on the online marketing space, including people like Eben Pagan, and she's a go-to person regarding podcasting online, as well as knowing how to create your signature program, how to have a converting webinar, as well as how to create funnels that are convert and create high-figure clients. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kris Gilbertson. Kris, welcome.
Welcome. Well, thank you so much for that fantastic introduction, Vanessa. It's been such an honor connecting with you as well, and I want to pay tribute right back to Vanessa. She is absolutely a pioneer in her field of helping you truly brand your message, help you stand out in the crowded marketplace, because I think we all can agree when we're first getting started online, it can be really frustrating and overwhelming, and there's a lot of moving parts. And so Vanessa is incredible at what she brings to the table to help you really find exactly what that message is to stand out, but own your true essence. What's so fantastic with Vanessa is I have to give it right back to her. She's the exact same. She's so into working with you one-on-one to make sure that you understand what you're learning. It's not just another expert, but really helps you dive deep to find out what your true lifestyle business is with your message and to honor that. And so absolutely amazing. She's actually coached over 10,000 entrepreneurs, so she has incredible knowledge in all different industries to help you, and she's sold multiple businesses prior to coming into this space as well. So she's not made it online from just her business there. She's actually built and sold businesses previously as well. And so I'm also honored and excited to have the fabulous Jody Jelas online with us as well. Now, Jody, if you don't know Jody, she is an absolute riot to work with. She reigns over in New Zealand, and so you're going to love her accent. But what's really great with Jody as well, she's the same way. So all 3 of us have come together where we've actually been able to hone our own expertise and stand out in the world. And Jody rocks with video and with really helping you with clarity, with up-leveling your pricing, your mindset, and really helping you find a leveraged business that fits your personality, so you're not trying to fit into somebody else's model. You get to live your lifestyle, and you have an epic blast doing it. So I'm so excited for tonight. We're going to each talk about our businesses. Actually, Jody, I'd love for you to start, and then we'll answer questions and then share how you can connect with us live for 3 days to pick all of our brains together to really get you set up to create, for real, 6 figures in 2015 and launch. So Jody, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, ladies. It's so good to join you guys here today. So I'm going through massive transitions in my business right now, but all it's doing is solidifying what I learned when I finally got the balls to go out on my own under my own brand. And I had a web design company for 14 years. So although it was something, I'd been started it when I was 21, so although it was something I had done and I got really good at and had happy clients, I wasn't doing what was in my flow. I wasn't like Vanessa just said, I was not in my genius. What was my genius was marketing ideas, creativity, strategy, that kind of thing. So we were building funnels that whole time, but I didn't realize at the time that's what I was doing. So I actually gave away my web design company and went straight out into mentoring, focusing purely on strategy. But what was a massive shift for me around that time when that happened was I had a business coach at the time, and that business coach, I had some professional photos done, and I was moving away from my web company brand over to the Jody Jelas brand. And it's kind of like, you can't sell Jody Jelas. So it was like going 100% all in because I was my brand. So what happened was this particular business coach, I showed him some professional photos that I got done. And I was wearing heels. I was dressed very formal, not very formally, but I was dressed in a professional way. And he said to me, I've asked some people, no one's ever going to take you seriously. You're only ever going to be called, people are just going to look at you and think you're boobs and heels. So I thought, you know what, that is being a woman in a male-dominated industry. It was a big switch for me where I made the choice to not be influenced by what other people's perceptions of me were, to go out there and purely do what I knew would help people and in my genius, and some people are going to love you and some people are going to hate you, and to be completely cool with that. So from that moment on, I kind of brain dumped 20 keywords around what I wanted my business to be about. And that what came up for me was just, like Vanessa said, just being 100% authentic, no filter myself, because everyone's trying to be unique in their marketing. And by just being yourself, there's only one you. So no one can copy you. No one can copy your personality, your mannerisms, and your strengths. So I went out mentoring and focusing on building funnels and building strategies and using video to do that. And so what really launched me was being stuck, doing something out of my genius, and then I basically stepped back and asked myself, what do I love doing? What physically feels good in my body when I'm doing it, so I'm completely in flow, and what do I not like doing? What makes me my shoulders tense up and that kind of thing? And that was pretty much the decision I went by. And I think what's been coming up for me lately is, a lot of us driven women, we're very, Kris and I have talked about this a lot, we're very masculine in what we do. And I used to get confused about the masculine, feminine side of things. And for me, doing the funnels, building strategy to bring people who have no idea who you are through a funnel, to have them know, like, and trust you so they actually get to a point where they purchase. For me, it's just about putting yourself out there, and when it comes down to those numbers, as long as you're completely in your flow, it's kind of like the universe just gives that stuff back. It's just going to work for you. And the funnels are merely maths, because you can look at a funnel and the different parts of a funnel, and it's like it's almost like the flow of a river. There may be floodgates that block it. You work out what they are based on stats. You fix them, and everything else just flows. So it's kind of like the big thing that's come up for me lately about my process through my business all these years was there is two sides. There's the math side, which is the funnel and the strategy, and then there is the letting go, being yourself, not judging yourself, not judging others for judging you, and just do what feels cool, basically. It's so simple. Just do what feels cool. Do what you enjoy, do what you love, and the rest just comes down to maths.
And I absolutely love that, and I love your story. The one thing that all three of us can attest to is this is an evolution. We're constantly growing as entrepreneurs and evolving our brands, and so I think what happens a lot in the beginning is we think we have to, the perfectionist identity of oh, I have to have it all figured out, and I have to know exactly what my message is. So Jody, I'd love for you to talk about just getting out there and putting yourself out there, because all three of us get questions about, should my brand be my name, or should it be this, and what's my message? So kind of help people recognize or talk about how to actually just get started.
Okay, so so that exercise that I mentioned before, the first thing I tell people to work out is kind of like their identity. And I'm not talking about their logo or their tagline. What I mean is going out there and finding out, just brain dumping in a quiet place, what it is that's important to you. So when I did that exercise, what was important was the things that came out top of the list were to be myself, to inspire other people, and to be an action taker. So my tagline since then has been, be yourself, get inspired, take action. And it's exactly what I live by in everything that I do. But then the getting started is, and I know this is Vanessa's area more specifically as well, it's just finding out what your genius actually is, going through a process. Because it's funny, I just did a video about this morning. You can go out there and go, oh, such and such said I was good at this, so I should probably do that. But that might not be in your flow at all. That might not be something that really works for you. So sometimes we get stuck in businesses like I did with the web design company. Just because I knew how to do it didn't mean I should be doing it. And really making sure that what you're doing is something that you absolutely love, that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. It's like something happened this morning that it wasn't a major thing, but it was something negative. And in my head, it was really cool, because in my head I went, that's okay. I've got my business to look forward to today. And I was really excited about getting up and doing this new program and the video that I had in my head. So it was kind of like, oh, my business is almost like, it's like the love of my life kind of thing. So yeah, so that was a really cool feeling. So just knowing that it's something that you absolutely love and absolutely passionate about. And just people will be attracted to you when you're in that vibe, when you're in that space. Because they can, as one of my mentors says, people can smell 99% a mile away. And if you're not enjoying it, then you're not going to put in your 100% effort as well.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. So I'd love to transition over to Vanessa, where you can talk about how you got started, and then also for how you help people actually take that leap to get out there and actually take those first steps. Because I know a lot of it is the mindset of where, what to focus on to get started, but also what that message is. And for me, because I know, and we've talked about this a lot, how much time entrepreneurs spend trying to get that all figured out when they could actually be 3 steps ahead already and taking action and moving forward. So I'd love for you to share your expertise there and how you help people crack the whip and get out there and make sales right in the first 30 days.
Yes, so it was exactly, my goodness, 14 years ago that I ventured into entrepreneurship for the first time, because I had 2 young babies and I was the breadwinner, but I wanted to be home. I wanted to be home with my kids. And so that journey over the last 14 years included running a franchise, and that became one of the top performers out of 10,000 franchises in the U.S. We sold that. Then I went into network marketing, built to the top of a business, went to the top of a second business, but what I was lacking in all of that was saying, you know what, I want to go out with my own message. I feel a sense of something that's deep within me that I've built for other people and other people's companies, but I want to go out on my own. And I thought, I've been successful in corporate, I've been successful in these other businesses that I've done. Of course, if I pursue my dream, I'll be successful in that. And I hired a very high-end coach to guide me in that process, and I thought, okay, here we go. And it was not easy. I literally was banging my head against the wall a year and a half in, because I was not creating clients with the ease that I anticipated. I said, I'm going high end. That's the place that I like to play in. Even in my network marketing businesses, I had a track record for closing people at high packages. I never had any fear around that. But whenever I went into coaching, this wasn't working. And it was just 14 months ago, as a matter of fact, that after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's been over $100,000 that I've spent with different coaches, mentors, trying all these different things, that I was at a point of tears. And I told my husband, I go, I don't know what I'm not getting. How come I've been successful at other things in my life? This online thing cannot be that hard. Why is it not clicking together? We had already sold, because of the selling of our business, had spent all of that money at that point, and I was literally pulling out a 0% interest credit card to put together a launch that hired somebody to do Facebook ads for me, all of this at 15 grand, and I thought, this is it. This is it. This is like my last credit card to go and pull this thing off. And everything was going wrong. Companies were suing me. Facebook blocked my domain. We were not getting the conversions. All these different things were happening, and I thought, this is my last straw. If this doesn't pull out, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was not going to give up on my dream, though. And a coach asked me a very critical question, and I always ask this of all my clients. And just like Jody said, there's no sense in building a business if it's not something that enthusiastically makes you want to get up and jump out of bed in the morning and say, you know what, this is one of the best things I've got going on in my life right now. And my coach asked me, Vanessa, if this were the last year of your life, what would you do? And as I sat there, because I was on the phone with him, I'm trying to give the market what the market wants. I'm trying to give them what they want, and why is this not clicking? And he said, beep, the market. If this were the last year of your life, what would you do? And I got really connected to, Vanessa, if this was the last year of your life, you've got to go out there and share your message. And that message was one of profit with honor, how to help people get to the top of their industry without burning out, selling out, or losing out because of my experience of getting to the top in other companies. And then the other part was they all have what she's having, that we're so alive and vibrant that it has people say, I'll have what you're having. And when I got in touch with that, literally, everything changed overnight. I went out, I was in touch with what was true for me, and I signed up. We had a massive conversion on our launch. I sold the program before I even created it. We had crazy conversions. My coaches were saying, how are you closing people like this? I said, because they're seeing me be alive and they want that. And I want to bring that forth in others. And so this entire year, I just cannot even explain what, actually it's been over a year now, it's a year and a half, where everything clicked in place. And it was very interesting because Kris and Jody and I, as we came together and we're looking at our notes of what's really worked for us to be in the high-end space, utilizing Facebook strategically and to do it in such a way that we're converting and having the conversations with people we really want to work with and doing work that we love and is in our zone of genius. All of us do that. So the reason we've come together to do this up-level experience is to help other entrepreneurs who are saying, okay, how do I do what I love and give the market what it wants? How do I communicate that message in such a way that people say, I have to work with you, when they see you as the only solution in the marketplace because you're unique and you're masterful at what you do. And so the work that I'll be doing at the Up-Level Experience is all around your message and your brand, because your message, the way that you articulate what you do, makes all the difference in the way that the clients are going to respond to you. The way you embody being fully yourself makes all the difference in the way that your brand communicates you, and you stand out, and your words and your visuals don't just look like everybody else in the marketplace, but you're truly attracting your ideal prospects, and you're in a sweet spot when your biggest problem is, you know what, I have so many people reaching out to me, I'm literally deciding who I'm going to work with. And that's what we've created. That's why we've come together to serve other entrepreneurs who have this passion, and I'm super excited about what's to come. Oh, I realized I just had you that whole time, Kris. I had you blocked. Whoops.
No, it's actually good because I'm typing away over here. No, I love that, and thank you for sharing that, because it really is the struggle to what it takes to come online. A lot of times you don't always hear that story, and you know, there is a lot. Once you figure it out, though, and once you understand the moving parts and how to put it together, it actually gets to be really fun. And that's what I love about all of us coming together. I've actually worked personally with Jody to help me up level in my business. And when I first started, so just really quickly on my story, for those of you that don't know, my career started out as a director of career services. So I was helping people actually transition in their 40s and 50s into a career now. They actually went back to school, and they were actually wanting to know, they wanted to, fulfill their passion. So I really loved that. It was a great opportunity for me. I learned a lot about lead generation for online marketing. I also learned a lot about how to develop curriculum. I was helping the higher education companies. They run about 80 of the top online and brick and mortar institutions in the United States. And so I was really learning how to develop curriculum and help people put their resumes together, package themselves so they could get the positions they really, really wanted. But what happened is I was working a 9 to 5 and I was capped. And I was the youngest woman on the board of directors, and I was miserable. So I left that, and a friend kind of nudged my shoulder and said, why don't you come into real estate? So I got involved in there. I didn't know anything about it. Learned a lot about all the different, facets that were out there. And I ended up stumbling into luxury real estate, helping people get out of their distressed properties and selling through auction. And it was really great. I loved it. I traveled 6 days a week, though. So I was making incredible income, but I had no lifestyle. So I was like, wait a second, how can I find a lifestyle where I get to help people that rewards me and I get to have fun and enjoy it? So I jumped into the online space, and like most people, we end up kind of going on a scavenger hunt of figuring out what the options are, how this all fits together. Most of my clients come to me and they're like, Kris, I have all this knowledge, but I don't know how to put it together. And so that was me. That was my story. I spent over $100,000 trying to figure it out, going to a lot of seminars, attending a lot of workshops, working with a lot of different programs. And I stumbled into podcasting, and at the beginning I was nervous about going on video. I'm not the best writer, so blogging was intimidating for me. So I really didn't know where I could stand out, and I got into podcasting. I was like, oh, this is great. I can get on a mic and I can actually share my message. And so I started to build my business that way and launched my first digital products. And one step at a time, I started to figure this out. And then I got into up-leveling my pricing and the programs of how I could really help people. So today it's really about high touch and high transformation. And so that was a big shift for me, because I went from a marketplace where I was actually in a luxury field, and I took myself back down to selling really, really low ticket products, and there was a void that was missing for me. There was a disconnect because people weren't getting the results that I know they could. And so that's where this whole up-level process of this year's been a big up-level for me. So that's where a lot of the idea came with this, and to bring us all together to really help you up-level in your business, in your life. So what happens is we want to help shortcut what your plan is online, and to create a model and a lifestyle or a business that's going to fit the lifestyle that you want, because everybody has a different lifestyle that they want to achieve. And so what we want to do is we want to help you do that. So the biggest thing I think I'd love for us to talk about is to really focus on owning your signature program and how to actually get your mind wrapped around that. Because what happens is I find a lot of people coming to me and they're like, well, I've got a blog over here, I'm doing some content, I'm putting tweets out, I'm Facebooking, I'm doing all these things that I'm told to do, but I'm actually not getting results. I'm not having clients come to me. So a lot of times people come and they're like, well, I need to have my website up, or I need to have X, Y, and Z put together first. And what happens is, until you know what your message is and what your signature product is and who you want to attract to work with, it's going to be really difficult for you to actually have the confidence to go out there and bring clients in. So what I want to do is, let's open the table up again, and I'd love for you guys to talk about how you actually first crafted your first signature product. I'll come back and say how I started mine, but Jody, if you want to start, and what I'd love for you to share is how you transition from your from the web development company to how you got into this, because that's a jump. Like, a lot of us, we kind of straddle both worlds. I know I was with real estate, and it wasn't until I let go of that world that I could launch. So I'd love for you to share that story.
My story was a little the same, but it spanned over a couple of weeks, because I'm very much a sink or swim learner, a sink or swim doer. I'll jump in with both feet. Sometimes that results in a learning rather than it's a growth opportunity when the shit hits the fan and things go wrong. So what happened for me was I had locked out a week or two to create my program. And I had it in my head, I carried it around in my head for 2 years. And just as we do with everything, I overcomplicated everything. Like you just said, you're trying to put all these things in place when it's kind of like you just need to have an offer, make an offer to some ideal clients. So what I did was I was so excited about this program I was creating that there's actually a section in my program about how to create your program, which I created by creating my own program. And then I went, oh my God, that was genius. That's a module. So I literally created it as I went. And I still get my clients to use that exercise now. And so I was probably in the first couple of days, had locked myself in a room to get my program created. In the meantime, my web design company was needing me, and I'm not recommending everybody does this. I'd had my web design company for 14 years. I called out my staff who'd been quite loyal to me. One of them had been there for like 7 years. She was probably there the longest. And I went, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go 100% into my coaching and creating my program. You have 48 hours to decide if you guys want the web company. I'll hand it over to you. If you want it, then it's yours immediately. And they said yes. So within 48 hours, I had handed over my web design company over to my entire team, did a bulk email out to all of my clients, and they knew the team anyway, so it wasn't like I was dropping the clients in it. And I closed my doors for 14 days and created my program from start to finish. Took me 21 days from getting out of my brain what I wanted the program to be to making my first high ticket sale, and it was an 8K price point at the time. So I was going from $500 website packages right up to maybe $3,000 website packages to 8K pure coaching packages. So as you can imagine, I was crapping myself. I had 2 kids. My partner at the time, the kid's dad, wasn't working. It was all on me. So it was just jump, both feet. I hope I don't die, pretty much. So yes, that was my extreme. You can't even call it a transition. It was just do it.
I love it, and that's, you know, a lot of this does come to the faith of just taking the action to do it and having the because I know for me, my struggle was that I kept playing in 2 worlds, and it wasn't until I actually let go of it and said, okay, I'm all in, let's just go and play, because then that's when the universe can support you. Otherwise, if you're kind of half-assing it, you're kind of like, oh, maybe I'm in, maybe I'm not, it doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't serve your clients, and it doesn't serve you, and that's where that negative mindset comes up, like, oh, this doesn't work, I can't do this, oh, I have to go back and get a job. And I have multiple clients right now that are on the verge where they're ready to pop, but they're like, oh, I got offered a job, or I got offered this, but they're not backing down with it. They're saying, hey, no, because the universe likes to test us. The minute we make a decision, and I've been seeing that a lot of that lately because I've let go of some other areas of my business, and it's like, oh, Kris, come on, come play with us. But we have to stay firm in what we want, because once you get over that hump, a lot of people want to say, oh, that's the universe telling me I should do it. It's actually the opposite. It's just testing you to see if you're really serious about it. So I love that story, and I love how that's how Jody plays, all in, and she just, it's awesome, because that's the confidence that, lean on us for your confidence to get out there to move forward first, and then you're gonna instill that in yourself as well. So Vanessa, I'd love for you to share your jump and how you launched your first product and how that all went down for you.
Well, there's many people that I speak to on the phone who have some general notes of concepts, ideas, some of your thought leadership, things that you're really good, work that you might do with your one-on-one clients, or your expertise, your story. I say that your message is embedded in your story, your struggle, or your soapbox. I promise some of your genius is right inside of all of that. And because I had come from the network marketing industry, I knew that I wanted to serve the industry with what I had learned to get to the top, and I wanted to help others avoid some of the mistakes that I see commonly done in the industry. And it's part of a movement, frankly. It's a movement that I want to lead in the network marketing industry. It's called Profit with Honor. And I had notes. I was one of those people, when I looked down in 2013 and I looked at my notebook, and there were notes that I'd put together since 2011 of playing around with this concept. I said, I haven't shaken this off. I have to go to market with this. And so one of the things that we did whenever I did that initial launch was, you know what, let's test what the market was. This is where I had that little breakdown on, I'm giving them what they want, I'm trying to. And I ran Facebook ads, and I knew I was going in general that I was going to enroll into a high-level coaching program. I didn't know exactly what every single module was going to be. I knew in general the direction that I was going to take them, but I also knew by launching online and actually having conversations with my ideal prospects that that was the most premium market research that I could do that would give me feedback on what they wanted most. So by the time I got done running Facebook ads to a webinar that was high value to them, to an invitation for strategy sessions, I was talking to my ideal prospects, and that's where we had like a 90% conversion and completely filled that program 1 week after launching it. And together with that group, over the course of 12 modules, I created it live. So I sold it before it was created. I created it live with them. That program still exists. I've launched it 3 or 4 times since then, and it's now becoming a book that will be launched here next month as a pre-launch, and it's just been co-created with my ideal prospects, but the outline came from my experience. It came from my expertise, what I knew, but it was massaged and created together with my clients. And that's what I always tell the clients that I work with who are coaches or experts or individuals who have a signature program inside of them is it's already inside of you. You've been doing this work. Let's put it together in a system that you can sell, make the money before you even create it.
Brilliant, Vanessa. I absolutely love that. And that's exactly how I got launched as well. And the reason that this is so incredible is because what often happens, is people want to spend months putting together their program, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. And what happens is more often than not, people go out to the marketplace and then it's not quite what lines up with what you're good at and what your passion is and how you can help people with the transformation you provide, and also what people are willing to pay for. So when people come out to the market, and I just talked to 2 entrepreneurs today, they're like, Kris, I spent 8 months, I spent all this money, and nobody wants us. And all we did today was talk a few couple tweaks, and we're going to test that for them to actually get out there. So what happens is entrepreneurs, most of our ideas aren't going to take, and that's okay. That's actually really, really good. So I did the exact same thing. So when I got started, what I did is when I was coaching podcasting, I actually started out doing consulting. I was doing hour for dollar, trading my time to work with people. And I realized right away that that was not scalable and it wasn't something that I could actually leverage. And I wasn't really having as much fun as I know I could. So I was like, how can I take this to the one-to-many model, serve more people, still deliver great value, and actually be able to have more people connect with me? And so that's what I did. My first, I didn't have a digital product yet. So I took all the feedback that I already knew in the marketplace, and the one thing that I want to note here is that a lot of people take for granted what you know. So when we teach, and all 3 of us do this, is when we're helping you craft out your signature program, we actually have you go back to the basics and step by step of how you, because typically we solve our own problems, and then that becomes our signature program of how we're able to help people. And so the same thing that we're going to help pull out of you is take it back to step 1, step 2, step 3, and that can start to become your modules. So all I did was I laid out what was going to be in the course. I didn't do it. I didn't spend all the time putting the slides together and recording everything. I actually started marketing first. So I got my webinar in place. My claim to the online space has always been webinars. I was doing that before in real estate, and I did a lot of webinars that way. And when I came over here, I was like, oh, great, I can use the same model here. And it works brilliantly because you're able to do content marketing where you're able to build rapport, build relationship, but at the same time, in that same hour of time, you're able to bring people into your business as well. So I wanted to do I don't want to say fastest path, but I wanted to have the most leveraged model. So remember, we talk a lot about the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So I was like, well, I could spend all this time doing a bunch of content, but there's another way that I can bring people in. So I figured out what my webinar was that was converted. The first thing I did, though, you guys, I hired a mentor. Because remember, I'd already spent close to $100,000 trying to do it myself. And that was when I was like, okay, Kris, you can't figure this out by yourself. It's time to get someone to work with one-on-one to help you. So I hired a mentor. We figured out what the best path was for me with my webinar. And I went out. I didn't know anybody in the industry. I didn't know anybody online. My whole background before with real estate, they were all like literally all these guys I was working with had, you know, the old Rolodex files, like at the library where you like, you know, you like look for the Dewey Decimal System or whatever it is. That's how they had all their contacts. They had manila folders. Like they didn't know anything online. So I had no connections in this world and how to do it. So I started out, I literally would research online who I thought would be a good fit that had my ideal client avatar as their client. And I reached out to them and I shared my program, and that's how I got my first joint venture. And within 1 hour, I was able to bring in over $6,000 in sales. So what's phenomenal about that is having no background on that and being able to do that, and my clients are able to do that as well, and you can do the same. So it's a little bit scary in the beginning because you feel like, oh wait, I don't have my product done, I don't have it done. But the thing is, if you get your understanding around what you're delivering and what your message is and what the transformation is, that's the biggest part. Because people don't buy the how, they buy what they see in us that they want in themselves. So when you're able to present that and have the confidence and exude that and understand what it is that you actually help them with, what's even better about this model is that you get even feedback as you're going, so you can even make it better. Because there's things that happen when I did that 4-week live boot camp on the podcast boot camp, but I realized, oh wait, people need this, they need that, and I got feedback back, and then I took all the time and recorded the whole digital product out, and last year I had over 1,500 people go through that course. So it speaks volumes to being able to put yourself out there, like Jody, you know, just throw yourself into the woods or, you know, to the ocean or whatever we want to say, and be able to stake your claim out there. So that's one of the biggest areas that I think is what a lot of people spend too much time trying to do all the other stuff that they really don't need. They don't need to worry about the website. You know, it's like what Jody and Vanessa are talking about, having your signature offer and then just finding the right people to put it in front of, you know, finding your ideal clients. So I just love that. I love all the stories. So what I'd love to do is, I'm just trying to monitor questions and look at this. You know what I'd love to do? I would love for you guys each to share what you've learned that you wish you would have done differently now, what you know. So, Jodes, I'll let you take it away.
It's funny because you actually touched on it, because one of the other things that I did when I made that massive transition from the web design company to mentoring was getting myself a mentor. And that was massive, because when you've got someone who's got your back, then when you have days where you have that self-doubt creep in, and let's face it, that happens to the best of us, no matter how advanced in business we are, then you've got someone who believes in you on the days that you might not. And that was such a key part of the big transition as well. So that was definitely, and I've got the same mentor today. I've got other mentors as well, but I've still got that mentor today because it was such a crucial part.
All right, Vanessa, you get to take it away now.
You know, I think one of the most critical things I would have taken time to do sooner was each one of us, when we're going out there, if we're true to what we really want to do and the message that we're putting out there, I'm constantly being challenged to look back at my message of I'll have what she's having. And I'll just give you an example. A couple of weeks ago, I was in LA, and I was supposed to do a photo shoot and a big video shoot for I'll have what she's having, which, to give you an idea, the subtitle of that is Becoming the Woman You Want to Be by Loving the Woman You Are. And I always say your best marketing strategy is creating a life you love. So here I was supposed to be doing a video shoot and photo shoot on I'll have what she's having, and I felt like, you know what? No, I'm supposed to say no to that right now, and I'm supposed to just go ask myself, what do I need to say yes to say I'll have what I'm having? We get so much into this is what I'm going to give and serve to others, but what if you were at the point where you're already achieving what you want in your business? See that success as a complete done deal. What choices would you make today? What do you need to say yes to? What do you need to say no to, so that you're saying, I'll have what I'm having, and you're living your message fully and more authentically. And that's why I focus so much on the branding and messaging, because there are people a dime a dozen doing what any one of us does in the marketplace, but nobody can do it exactly the way that we do, or bring all of the lessons or the conglomeration of all of our learnings into one single experience. And what I say is, when we're working with people at a high level, when you're dedicated to being best in class, to standing out, and to serving high caliber clients so that you are charging high fees, you're not just creating programs, you're creating experiences for your clients. And so for me to say, you know what, it's a no to the video and to the photo shoot, and I'm just going to go out and have fun. I'm going to get together with my friend and go out and have fun and say, I'll have what I'm having. And no lie, by me doing that and just being 100% true to my message, rather than worrying about the marketing and all that stuff, I lived my message. And that week after that created this entire windfall of clients who signed up to say yes at some of the highest packages yet in my coaching practice. And it wasn't from creating the video, it wasn't from taking that photo shoot, it was from living my message most authentically. So if I had to do it all over again, I would look at where would I be down the road, what choices would I make if that was already a done deal, because that embodiment makes me even more attractive to my ideal clients. It's the same thing for each one of you who are watching this today.
Brilliant. I love that. There's two things from both of what you both talked about. The biggest thing for me is learning to say no and go internal and listen to myself, because it's funny, I was talking with a really amazing expert today, and she is just phenomenal at what she does, and she's like, she just is coming into this industry, and she's been doing stuff for corporate companies and just phenomenal. She's like, I feel like, and she knows that she needs to say no to a lot of different stuff, but she goes, I feel like I have this adrenaline, and it's like, oh, she's got all these different ideas now, and she's like, I can see where people get in here and they don't listen to themselves, they don't go back internal. And Jody, we were just talking about this the other day, it's like staying inside internal. This has been a big struggle for me. That's been the biggest thing for me this year, is to start listening to myself and owning that, because we all have the answers with inside of us. I always have a coach to help me, but at the same time, it's listening to your internal dial, because what I find, what most people do when they come to me is they're like, Kris, I've created some success, but I'm miserable. I'm not happy. I'm not, I'm making money, but it's not really the lifestyle business that I really wanted to create. And so being able to truly listen to myself and say no to all the things, because what happens is it's like the peer pressure. You have the stuff that pops up and you're like, oh, well, they're doing that model, they're doing that, I should be doing all of this. And so a lot of times I talk with people and they're like, well, I've got, this product and this idea and all this different things. And if you've read the book, I don't have it right in front of me, but the one thing that truly is so powerful, and it's going to test you, because things are going to pop up and you're going to want to bite, you're going to want to go down that avenue. But when you really stay focused on one thing and you do it well, that's when the universe opens up, and that's when everything just starts pouring in. And so that my biggest thing is that, and then also starting with a premium priced product instead of starting with a low ticket. I learned a lot about that model, and it's not that that's not great, but see, I was trying to do two things at once. I was trying to serve a lower ticket program and then build a higher ticket model, and you can't do both at the same time. And the problem that I found is that I love to over-deliver. That's just who I am. And so what happens is I was over-delivering and jumping in too much on a model that wasn't serving me, so then I started to resent the whole model. And so what I suggest is really getting clear on what you want to provide for your clients. And I don't want to say what you're worth, because we're all priceless, but really the value of what you provide and the transformation that they get, and owning that power and staying there. Because I find too many people that they're undercharging, they're not seeing what they actually can create, because on a premium model, you're able to help people so much more. So those are my two biggest mistakes that way. Because I'm really a lot like Jody in the sense that I jump in, but sometimes what happens is we wait too long to do it. And then when we jump in, then we've created all this other head stuff that comes along with it. So, you know, having the coach and then saying no more often, and then being able to have a premium model, it just changes your whole business. It's really incredible. And I mean, my clients, I know all three of you can, or two of you can attest to this too, but you know, they become really good friends because you really get to help them and really hone in on where they're at. So those are my bits there. So what I'd love for us to talk about next is, let's talk about the event a little bit. I mean, we've got this epic event coming up, December 4th through the 6th. Jody's flying in from amazing New Zealand. Vanessa's flying in from North Carolina. We're all meeting. It's a little bit cooler here. We've got a little bit of snow on the ground, but it's still 300 days of sunshine here. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're downtown at the Warwick Hotel, right downtown where all the lights are, a couple blocks away from 16th Street Mall in Denver, if you haven't been there. But let's talk about the event, and I'd love, Vanessa, for you to kick it off. You're launching day one with helping them hone in with their message and really the deliverables that you're going to talk about. She's actually teaching all day from 9 to 2 on day one, and then we're going to have a fun excursion that evening. So Vanessa, I'll let you take it away and share what you're going to cover.
So day one is the branding experience, and this is our opportunity to get super lasered in for you to know what is your unique message to deliver in the marketplace, where you're unencumbered to allow your fullness of your expression to come out in your brand and in your business. And then we make sure that your language, the way that you express what you do, is targeted at high-paying clients. I can't tell you how many business owners I'll speak to, how many entrepreneurs will tell me what they do, and I'll say, okay, tell me what you are a genius at. Don't try to be somebody other than you are. What feels effortless to you that makes a massive transformation in the lives of others? It's a combination of your gifts, your experiences, your talents, and what just comes naturally to you. And then when I hear them describe what they do and who they want to help, because a lot of the people we work with are super heart-centered, they really want to make a difference in the lives of others, but the way that you position yourself in the marketplace makes 100% difference in the kind of prospects that you're going to attract to you. So we will do those tweaks in your language so that whenever you're saying, this is what I do, and we can up-level it so you're attracting those clients who have the money, who are already successful, or that you're just helping them create that even exponential level of success. It makes such a difference how you position yourself. Then we're going to take a look at your branding and what is in alignment, what is not in alignment. How do you create something that truly stands out in the noisy marketplace? This isn't about looking like every single other internet marketer, online marketer, coach, or individual who's doing transformational work. This is about looking like 100% you and really creating a luxury brand, creating a high-class brand that people are saying, wow, that caught my eye. Who is this? And whenever they experience the essence of you being 100% you, there's no competition when it comes to that. And we will show you how to effectively use Facebook. I'll show you how to use the mediums of video, written, and also visual imagery to create posts so that you're having your ideal prospects messaging you in Facebook asking, are you taking clients right now? Can we talk about working together? And you have a steady stream of people who are pursuing you, and you're not just saying, okay, where's my next client going to come from? But you're truly saying, who do I want to work with? I'm doing the interviewing of all these prospects and really selectively choosing who I'm working with. And so that's your whole alignment of your message, your marketing, and your branding that we will do on day one. I think you're muted, Kris.
Muted, Kris.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We're liberating.
Oh, Google Hangouts. They love me. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. And especially with Vanessa, she has some really unique processes and ways to help you pull that message out. So I know for me, like my branding and with Lifestyle Academy, that took a while for me to come out with figuring out what that was going to look like. And so what I love with Vanessa, she's going to teach you some really fun things with hashtags and really to help you really pinpoint that message. So when you talk to someone at events, when you're out and about and you're connecting with people in less than a minute, you can explain exactly what you do and have it be inviting. We've all been to events or places where, we talk to people and still, we're like 5 minutes later, you're like, I really don't know what this person does still. So we want to help you hone that in and be very, very concise and be it in your own manner, like your own style, so you can own that. So then day 2, we're going to transition right into really, so once we've got that clear around your message and what makes you unique and what makes you stand out, then we're going to go into identifying your ideal client avatar, where they're hanging out, and really crafting out that signature program. We've got some really incredible exercises that I use with all my clients to help them craft out their signature program where they feel confident. And we're going to talk about the pricing point. We do that right up front because day 3, we're going to have a panel as well. We're going to talk about the mindset, because what happens here is you can have all the information in the world. You can have all the strategies. You can have all the stepping stones of exactly what to do laid out in front of you. But if this 6 inches right here isn't in tune with exactly what your goal is and in alignment with what you want to achieve, it's going to talk you out of it. So we're gonna talk a lot about that and really have you feel confident. There's going to be a lot of breakout sessions. It's a very intimate group. This isn't like a big event, so you actually get a lot of one-on-one attention with all 3 of us. And, so then we're going to talk about how to craft out your webinar and actually have that laid out. You actually get a webinar template so that you can implement your information right then and there. I'm going to walk you through the process of the art and the science piece of a webinar to be able to have you put your information in there to have that convert. So that's going to be really, really fun. Then day 2, and Jody's going to be talking about on day 2 as well, we're going to talk a lot about your positioning for your offer and how to have that stand out in the marketplace. And then day 3, we're going in to how to actually put your system together. So we're actually going to talk about your free offer, your magnetic offer, and then how to actually put it together online. We're actually going to have you do in person some of the tech piece where we're there to help you, because that's one of the biggest things I find. People go to events and they walk out with a notebook full of notes, but nothing's implemented. So we want to put a simple funnel together in place there live at the event where we're going to talk about copy and the components that go into it. Very simple that you can put together, walk out, and actually be using with the strategies that Vanessa and Jody are going to be talking about with Facebook to start bringing clients in immediately. This is the perfect time of year to set yourself up, because going into January, people are looking for how they're going to make 2015 different than 2014. So your clients are in a place right now during the holidays is some of the best times for you to be positioned to be ready to take sales and to have people come into your business. It's a fantastic time of year. And then going into January as well. So we're going to help you position yourself that way. And then Jody's going to be talking. I'm going to have Jody talk. Well, actually, Jody, why don't you share what the magic that you're going to bring and what you're going to be talking about?
Yeah, what's cool about what the 3 of us do is there's a little bit of crossover, but what that means is while you guys are talking, I was just writing up on the board because I've got here the stuff that we've discussed that I'm going to go through. And I left off the list because you know how we're going to be talking about raising the prices. So depending on where people are at their business, we're going to teach them the funnels and the Facebook stuff and all of that, and the fast track funnel like we did with you, Kris, when you and I first started working together. But what I just wrote up on the board, and it's probably a major thing, is we did talk about the price point and raising the mindset around raising your prices. And like I said, I was going from like $500 websites to $8,000 coaching programs, so it was a massive, massive shift. Yep. I've actually got, there's 2 things that we've talked about before, and that is about having the guts to take the leap and actually do it, because there's so many people who want to do it and they've got an idea for a program, but just like I did, it's been sitting in their head for 2 years and they're too scared to get it out. Yeah. So I've actually got a process that we take people through about overcoming that fear and mindset-wise and breaking through that as well. So the other thing is the terror barrier around raising your prices. How when you do raise your prices, it is scary at the beginning, but there's actually a process that you go through to take away that fear. So you're taking the actions, and raising your prices suddenly becomes a new normal. It's not scary anymore. So charging, whether that means you are charging 10 times more than you were in the past, it seems like a big leap, but there is a simple process that you can go through that makes it seem it's really easy to do. So I actually just wrote that up because I've got the perfect stuff that we can show everybody.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. And this is going to be fun. This is about experiential, getting you into the groove of connecting and actually getting your questions answered, but not we're not talking at you. It's actually, getting in there and doing the work and having a blast with it. We're having a cocktail party on Friday evening as well, which is going to be super fun. We've got some fun things planned for you there. Woo! Jody's going to have us dancing. She already said that we're going to be dancing, so we got to include that, of course, which will be super fun. So it's going to be a really engaging, intimate setting to really, this isn't like normal events. This is actually getting you in there to get the work done and have a blast with 3 amazing rock star women. We all have our own unique, amazing style of presenting and coaching, so it's going to be a ton of fun. And honestly, for these type of events, they're typically sell for anywhere from people sell from anywhere from $3,000 to about $7,000. So this is a steal. If you have, let me share Vanessa, I don't know how to share the URL. I don't know if you can do that, but if you go to uplevelexperience.com/EB, so E as in elephant, B as in boy, you still have through tomorrow to be able to join 3 of us for 3 days for only $497 for $500. So the cost of a nice meal out with a friend, and you get all of this. I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, hey, let's have a lot of fun. Let's bring some amazing entrepreneurs together. We've already got some amazing people coming from all over the world, so it's going to be absolutely incredible. And then what else was I going to say? So you'll get the recording. We'll have everything all put together. So you have the recording of the event as well, and you get 2 tickets. I think we decided on that for Vanessa to bring 2 people, so that if you have a business partner or if you have a friend, we're just making this so easy for you guys to say yes. Oh yeah, if you can put that up, that's great. And then I think we have the recording of this that we can send out, but for the URL that we'll have to send out, but. I'm just looking at some things here. So Vanessa, I'd love for you to chat a little bit more too on the experiential side for you.
I went to school and got my MBA in entrepreneurship. I learned how to build business plans. And I'll tell you, if this event, what is being put together, which is in essence an A to Z business plan of building online with the ingredients that actually work to create right now money, because our intention is for you to create clients in the month of December. You literally can do that. Pre-sell your programs before you've created them. You're creating clients in the month of December, high-end clients, so you're going into 2015 already with your success stories. That's what we're doing here. We are hand-selecting the kind of people that are coming here. We're pouring into you because we're creating case studies and success stories for you. So you have an A to Z plan. We're talking about 20, 25 people that will be the max, because we want to be able to handhold you step by step so that you're actually walking away with clarity and every single point in your business so that you can immediately implement. This is not about taking notes. This is about really putting it together, and you're going to have all 3 of us available to you to give you feedback. Look, you need to tweak this. What about this? Let's create your crafting if around your language on this, your webinar on this, how your Facebook ad will be this, or even how you can create clients without doing any of all that. I'll tell you that there's low-hanging fruit for you to create clients right now without any online presence, and we'll show you how you can actually take advantage of that as well. What we've done here with the online presence is looked at how can we use wisely these resources that are available to us as a platform. If we're building businesses that make a difference in the lives of others, it's up to us to bring consciousness to the space of online marketing, and let's take control of the airwaves of this space with more people that have hearts to commit to giving to the lives of others, rather than just a bunch of stuff that's being pushed into the face of people, and people and their consumerism are snatching up. But instead, no, we're going to show you how to use the platform of social media, of online marketing wisely. Our intention is to show you how to work smarter, not harder. 80% of the results that you'll get in your business are from 20% of the efforts. Jody and Kris and myself, we've tested all the other stuff that doesn't work. We're here to give you the shortcut path. There's 100% clarity on exactly what you're messaging in the marketplace, and you're selling it effectively. And this is worth more than what an MBA was. If I had this as a business plan presented to me straight out of school, my goodness, what I would have been be able to create in that time. But I'm so grateful to be doing it now and to be able to serve you. It's really our heart. And the three of us together, this will not happen again, certainly not at this price point. This is a steal, a complete steal. If you're on the fence and saying, you know what, I want to go into 2015 and I'm looking for the right mentors, you have the three of us at your disposal December 4th, 5th, and 6th in Denver, Colorado to create your premium business plan.
And I just want to talk, I've got some questions that I kind of have them coming in all different places, so I'm going to try to do my best. But some of the questions that have come in are if you're just getting started. So here's what's great about this event. If you're just getting started and you're wanting to figure out your message and the model, this is the perfect event for you, because what's going to happen is we strategically line this up day 1, day 2, day 3 to help you craft your message for your confidence, to understand what your transformation is that you provide for people, and then how to package that in a way where you're going to feel confident to go out there. Because what happens is if you go and you try other coaches and you're trying to kind of, I call it duct tape your business together, that's where the confusion and frustration comes in. So to have 3 experts there to help you right off the bat, give you that attention, that hand-holding, to help you craft that, we can help you put that message together. Just like how Vanessa and I started with selling first and then launching second, we're going to show you how to do that as well. So it doesn't, if you don't have that all figured out, that's perfect. That's okay, because you don't have to have that figured out. That's what we're going to help you with. Now, I've got questions from people that are asking about if I have my signature offer, but I'm struggling with selling premium. This is great. So I know some of you have emailed in that you just started to raise your prices, which I'm so proud of you, but now you're wanting to know how to really take that to the next level. If I can talk here, we're really going to help you with the confidence there to own that. But also, a lot of times what happens, we find 2 things. Because when you jump to that level, like, and Jody, I'm so excited for you to share your process there, but what happens is there's kind of a mindset shift that has to happen, and also your languaging has to change a little bit. So you have to really have both of those in alignment. And what happens is people think, okay, great, now I'm going to up level, I'm going to charge more, but you're not set up for success to do that. So we're going to help you with that live in person for each one of you that are going through that, to really have the confidence around that, to be able to make sure that when you leave and you go back home, you're going to have a lot more confidence there to do it. Love it. Okay, great. So I know, let's see here. I'm trying to look at 4 different screens. Let's see here. I love it. Well, I'm so excited. To really have all 3 of us to come together and to make this happen, I'm absolutely honored with both of these women to bring them all together and for us to share this experience together. We're going to have an absolute blast. Like I said, like Vanessa said, this will not be happening ever again. This is a one-time opportunity for the 3 of us all to come together for, drop in the bucket of only $500 to put this together. So tickets, you can go, again, it's uplevelexperience.com/EB, stands for early bird, okay? You can swipe that up right now. And then also the hotel for the room block for only $149 a night. After tomorrow, that goes away, and the place that we're at is absolutely gorgeous. So the room rates in Denver, it's because we get such amazing sunshine here, they fluctuate all the time. So if you look on the hotel website, it's probably like $225 right now. So you're actually getting a really great deal at the hotel as well. And we've got some really cool things lined up for experiential events there that evening, like I said. So without further ado, I know we've gone a little bit already. Any last comments that either 2 of you would like to share?
I just can't wait to be there, because for me, except for the fact that it's going to be cold, I think we'll cope. For me, it's always exciting to get to come up to the States. So I'm actually making a special trip to come and hang out with you 2. Yeah. And it's funny, Kris, because I kind of knew the price you'd done, but when you said it just then, I flinched and thought, what?
I know.
It's awesome, especially for 3 days. So there's loads of stuff that people are going to walk away with. So and I can't wait to get to not just come and focus on the business stuff and have fun that way, but just let loose and get to know everybody and have some fun as well.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm so grateful you're able to come, Jody. It's going to be a blast. All right, well, and we've got comments coming in. People are so excited to attend. I can't wait to meet you each live in person. So if you have any final questions that you aren't able to pop in here, I know some people have been trying to send messages in. If you can't, you can always connect with me over on Facebook, Kris Gilbertson, or just email me back at kris@lifestyleacademy.com. We can get you all set up and taken care of. But definitely, like I said, for us to do this, I mean, Jody does events like this where she charges $5,000. And it's by application only. So what you're getting for $500, we can't stress it enough. Like my education, spending over $100,000 going from event to event, and I went to a lot of events, but it's not like this. So all three of us, especially, we wanted to put together something that when we first started would have helped us really kickstart our business. So we know what goes into this, and like we said, we want to help you cut through all the noise that's out there and just say, for you, what's your design, what's the model for you that's going to help you launch and really make 2015 really, your best year. And you hear that a lot, but this is really to help deep dive in there and have a blast doing it. So I can't say enough about that. We're going to have an absolute blast at the Up Level Experience. So again, head over to www.uplevelexperience.com/EB, and we can't wait to see you there. So with that, I'm not going to hold these ladies anymore because we're going to have a fabulous time in Denver here in just a few weeks. So I'll see everybody live, and again, thank you for watching, and we look forward to connecting with you. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye. Beijos.
Bye.